So Smackdown. We are a week away from Wrestlemania. One would expect that the last few episodes till Wrestlemania would be exceptional. They should be amongst the best episodes in terms of building the rivalries and the matches. Unfortunately, it just seems as if the WWE has lost its way, this year when it comes to WrestleMania. This SmackDown was weak. Nothing of significance happened. I'm gonna give my blunt review, but let me just say that the match between Rey Fenix and Berto was actually perhaps the best match of the night. That says it all. In fact, that match stands out as even just generally the best part of the show as a whole, and I'm not kidding. It's crazy to think that, but that's what I feel. We had a Cody Rhodes promo. I don't know how to feel about that. I'll get to that. The main event, meanwhile, was pretty random. So the show starts with Nick Aldis in the ring. He calls out Randy Orton, who continues to demand a match since Kevin Owens, as we all know, is out of WrestleMania, so there's going to be no Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Randy Orton tells Nick Aldis in his own way how he doesn't even mind fighting him, but he wants an opponent at WrestleMania. Solo Sikoa comes out super random. Nothing should be random a week before WrestleMania. Basically, Solo Sikoa says that Orton is wasting his time. Orton gets angry at the interruption. Both Solo and Tama Tonga go after Orton. Backup arrives in the form of LA Knight. Solo and Tama Tonga retreat, and we have our main event. Now, I'm hoping this does not mean we get Orton versus Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania. That would be the most half-assed, half-baked decision imaginable. I'm going to leave out the backstage moments in this review. Next, we have a gauntlet match to determine the number one contenders for the women's tag team titles. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are at ringside. Okay, this gauntlet match was ridiculous. It's like the WWE just wants to bring everyone out, have as many participants as possible, and most of the participants weren't even tag teams. Makes you realize that maybe there's actually no real tag team division within the women. Maybe they should get rid of it if that's the case. Anyways, we start with Bayley and Lyra Valkyria versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Basically, Lyra and Bayley survive till the end and win the gauntlet match. The other opponents in this match were Natalya, Maxine Dupri, Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, Michin, B-Fab, Piper Niven, and Alba Fire. Bayley and Lyra go through all of them, with only the final moments of this match actually being decent. So it's going to be Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending the women's tag titles against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, who is also the Intercontinental Champion, the women's Intercontinental Champion. That should be a fun match, but there's no story or build. Damian Priest comes out to the ring, ready to have a one-on-one promo session with Drew McIntyre, but he gets attacked by Drew McIntyre as he walks down the ramp. They fight it out, and ultimately Drew McIntyre stands tall and cuts a promo of his own inside the ring. It was a strong promo. He ultimately takes off his eye patch, revealing that he is 100%, and that Damian is 100% screwed. This promo was strong because basically Drew McIntyre just has an awesome way of just speaking. He could make anything look nice. This rivalry does have a bit of history. There is some build to it, but again, for some reason, it still just doesn't feel like it's at that level in which it should be. Do I sound negative? I don't want to. It should be a fun match, especially considering it will be a street fight, but I don't know. We saw Drew versus Damian at Clash at the Castle PLE months ago. Maybe that's why it just doesn't feel that big? We have Rey Fenix versus Berto, and this was a great match. Surprisingly so. Not because Rey is awesome, we know that, but man, let's give it up for Berto. I think he really just showcased himself here. To be honest, I'm actually hoping that he leaves Legado del Fantasma and does his own thing. I think he deserves more of a push, perhaps. I was surprised by that match because of just his performance. Obviously, Rey Fenix wins, but it wasn't a quick win, I enjoyed the match, man. There was some pushback by Berto. we get Chelsea Green versus Zelina Vega, but before this we get a little backstage segment, and I know I said I'm not going to get into all the backstage segments, but this one is different because it's connected to the match, I guess, which was a kind of a lame match. But anyways, Chelsea Green is seen knocking on the WWE trainer's door backstage, hoping for Piper Niven and Alba Fyre to accompany her to the ring, but they are injured because of their match, so they can't do that, so Chelsea Green is pretty annoyed. Right? So Chelsea Green is basically on her own. That's what the backstage segment was all about. Now the match, okay? I kid you not, this match lasted a minute. Basically, the fight spills to the outside of the ring, and long story short, Chelsea Green starts screaming at the announcers as Vega gets back into the ring, and the referee counts to 10, so Chelsea Green loses due to a countout. Very, very strange. I don't get the point. Why is the WWE treating the Women's United States Champion like this? Why does she not have anything built for WrestleMania? What was the point of this moment on Smackdown? Now we get a vignette of both Naomi and Jade Cargill. I'm looking forward to this match at WrestleMania. They've built it nicely. Probably one of the more well-built matches on the card. It just seems well planned rather than just put together at the last minute. Both gave a great promo in their respective videos, and the visuals complemented what they were saying. Now, the in-ring promo of Cody Rhodes. So the ring was filled with different iterations of the WWE Championship over the years and decades even. They were displayed on podiums in the ring. Cody comes out, he stands in a ring basically surrounded by these historic versions of the WWE Championship. Cody obviously receives a huge ovation from the crowd. He places his title on a podium and delivers a fairly heartfelt promo, reflecting on what the championship represents. Excellence, legacy, and the future of WWE. He acknowledges that one day the championship would belong to someone else, but right now it is his to defend. Cody then shifts his focus to John Cena, calling him out for leaving Seattle out of his farewell tour. He made it clear that this time it might be him teaching the veteran a lesson, not the other way around. Cody pays tribute to legends like Eddie Guerrero and expresses a lot of respect for Cena's legacy, but he reminds the crowd that he is the current champion. Ultimately, Cody vows to fight with everything he has to keep the title home. Since John Cena says he's going to take the title with him. So Cody responds to that, saying that he's going to make sure the title stays home. This was your usual Cody Rhodes segment. He's good at talking, but there's something just too nice about him. I was hoping for more ruthless side to him when it comes to him versus Cena. He should be expressing something like how Cena is throwing away his legacy by saying things like, "I will destroy wrestling." This whole "I respect you" narrative is so redundant at this point. There should be more fire and anger when it comes to Cody Rhodes' behavior. He is too calm and gentle. Of course, I am really looking forward to this match. For the most part, the build has been decent. Next week just really needs to pack a punch. Cena will be present. Who knows, maybe even The Rock will be present. All I know is that the go-home show of Smackdown needs to be absolutely fantastic. Nothing less than excellent. What we know about next week as of now is that John Cena returns. There will be a men's Andre the Giant Battle Royal. A match of Zelina Vega, Katana Chance, and Kaden Carter versus Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and Alba Fyre. And the WWE Tag Titles will be on the line as the Street Profits defend their titles against the Motor City Machine Guns. Honestly, I'm glad the Men's Tag Team Championship match is happening next week on SmackDown and not at WrestleMania. There has been zero build regarding this, honestly. Next, we have Tiffany Stratton versus Roxanne Perez. Another weird match. I mean, Tiffany Stratton is obviously not going to lose because she has a match against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Anyways, after the match, Charlotte Flair attacks Tiffany Stratton, obviously. There are so many interesting, storytelling dynamics possible in this fairly new talent versus veteran storyline that, the rivalry could have been built more meaningfully between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, but they've turned it into like this kiddie fight, right? No depth, no meaning. I'm genuinely just not feeling this match. I want Tiffany to win, but that's it. By this point, or rather much earlier, I was done with this episode of SmackDown. I continued watching, obviously, but I accepted the fact that this episode will provide nothing of excitement, and it didn't. So the main event. I'm gonna cut this short. Randy Orton and LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. At one point, Orton and Solo go at it, leaving the ring, fighting amongst the audience, leaving Tonga alone in the ring with LA Knight, who hits his finisher and wins. Then, unsurprisingly, Jacob Fatu jumps LA Knight, and that's how the show ends, with Jacob Fatu destroying LA Knight. That's it. A tragic episode of SmackDown. Disappointing. Still, obviously, I'm looking forward to the show of shows, WrestleMania, since it's WrestleMania. But the build overall has been below par for the most part. Maybe 3 or 4 matches on the card have some build to it. Okay? Then we have matches which have zero story, but might be fun to watch just because of the athletes involved. I'll still enjoy the show, but is the hype as much as it was last year? No. WrestleMania 40 definitely had greater hype compared to WrestleMania 41 this year, but I guess that's how it is. Sometimes WrestleManias are just going to be better than other WrestleManias, right? So it's just the way it is. Anyways, guys, that's that. I don't have any more to say about this SmackDown. Please check out my videos. Please hit the bell icon. Subscribe, guys, man. Support me. And yeah, that's that. Till next time, peace out. Bye.